And hello, it's working again. And welcome, and I just lost my thing, to our gathering of heroes. These are the would-be heroes of the Marvel Universe, an actual play using the relatively new Marvel Multiverse 616 TTRPG system. As a warning, this is a game that can also explore mature themes, and while we'll be specifically avoiding some topics, the game may still include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, mind control, or other topics. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams will be available on YouTube after the game, and you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready. A quick little acknowledgement to Roll20, a virtual tabletop platform like no other, because it sponsors this game. Demiplane, a TTRPG aggregate grouping like no other, because it also sponsors this game. And Marvel Comics, without whom none of this would be happening. Let's do a quick little intro. Go round robin, round to people, give them a little bit of the group a little bit of a taste, or the viewers a little bit of a taste, excuse me, of who's doing what. And let's start with Sophia.
Hi, I'm Sophia, also known as Nerdy Tenny, and tonight I will be playing Kelly Lancaster, or Shift, who is very brute force hero at this point. She turns into a monster type thing, and right now is mostly smash and throw.
Get into the Marvel Universe for everybody. Dora.
Hi, I am Pandora Beatrix. I am playing Dr. Penelope Parator, aka Beholder, who has a little bit of everything, but it'll become clear later what that's all about. But yeah, mostly she is doing undercover investigation work, as it were, where undercover means at the moment looking like a superhero, but often means
She's
looking
a
like a criminal.
private eye?
No. she is private, and she has an eye.
Dad jokes in there. No reason. Adam.
I am Adam, better known as Soulbind. Tonight I'll be playing Cal Winters, the ex-military social worker with an alter persona known as Dreadfire, the lovable, charming, always friendly, never spooky aspect of fear.
Nothing to do with this. Doesn't fit in with this group at all. Cassie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cassie. I'm at Random Attempt on the Twitter and Blue Sky. And I'm playing Samantha Holmes, aka Liberty Lass. She is our Volkswagen hubcap shield-bearing hero, with a heart of gold.
And someone new. Glitch. Who are you
Hi
playing?
there. I'm Glitch, also known as Glitch Productions. I am playing Alexi Dog here, also known as Anima, and they are just a little bit in over their heads.
A bar. Wait for it.
Oh boy.
Okay. So, when last we left our heroes, they had encountered some strange happenings at the docks. They fought some mutated rats. They chased a mutated rat, or at least the trail of which, down into the sewer, upon which they met a unique individual in the form of a telepathic 45-foot long alligator who sassed them a lot. And they managed to convince him not to eat them, hopefully. but would not before getting some very unique information from him, in a sense of finding the trail of where these particular eldritch magicked drugs seem to be coming from. Because the rats kind of left the previous place in a bit of a disarray. Their trail led them to the one of the landmarks of Seattle. I can't remember. Fairmont?
That was the name of the troll, I believe.
Yeah.
Fremont.
Fremont.
But the bridge is named
Fremont.
something else.
The troll. Under the bridge, living his best life, sitting in a hole, turning to stone in the day. And after attempting valiantly to get information out of him, the group decided that they would eventually try to stake out the area after Fremont had revealed that drugs had indeed passed hands nearby him. They staked the area, they watched and waited, like good sleuths and detectives they are, and finally had a catch. They landed some, they witnessed a transaction, they attempted to intervene, it went sideways super fast. I mean, super in the nicest possible way, because one of the guys decided to do the one thing apparently you're not supposed to do, is he took his own profit. And that caused him to mutate excessively, starting a bit of a fisticuff brawl against a mutated shard-like entity and its two clones under the bridge. And upon defeating him, he disintegrated into dust. And that was more or less where we left everyone. Everyone had decided, if I remember correctly, to part ways and keep in contact because necessity. So, that said, what is Liberty Lass up to?
Well, what time of the day is it now?
If we're saying that it's if they convened for the evening, to, I guess, recover one's stamina and sort of ruminate on the previous evening's things, let's say mid-morning.
Mid-morning? She's probably out running like laps around the campus.
Because of course she is.
Because of course she is.
That she's genetic supersonic now. Really wants to be. And is she trying to get anything in particular accomplished?
She's got well, she's I think she needs to get pick up a shield repair from George. But that's about it.
I mean, which is your guy.
So she's probably going by to go talk to him about her depleting source of hubcaps.
Okay. Did we ever decide what George is in terms of an ethnicity or a...
George is no, I don't think we did.
Are you looking Italian guy? What are we doing? I don't know. All right.
Yeah, sure.
We'll describe
Italian.
George at a later point. Or we'll just come up with something now. So, George, when when you get to his body shop, he kind of uses that as a front for the junkyard. He is a
George is my mentor.
I'm thinking of the wrong guy. My bad. All right, George, how does he get your hubcaps then?
No, George is in on the whole. He knows my
Okay.
secret identity. He's the only one who she's told.
Right.
So he's been helping me with like equipment, stuff like that.
Fair. He's somehow managing to get you these hubcaps.
eBay.
Well, no, I've been getting them on my own. He's been
Ah.
working on something else.
Oh, that's not good, but okay. Where are you getting the hubcaps from?
I brought them from home.
And where's home?
Home is somewhere in the Midwest.
Okay. How many did you bring exactly?
3?
Yeah, you're running out.
Yeah, she didn't have much. She's gone through security on the plan, like art
Right.
project.
give me a roll on. What would account for luck? I guess let's give it an ego. Non-combat ego.
That's a fantastic 16.
Fantastic 16. That beats my fantastic 12. Okay. George, when you meet up with him, got a bit of a wider backpack on, sort of thing. He's like, hey, got this for you. Pulls out a VW hubcap. Like super shiny.
Oh wow, this is nice.
Don't ask questions. Just saying, I got your back.
Thanks, I appreciate this.
So tell me, what about the Darings do? What's going on? Who are you fighting? Can I come?
No, the last time, no. There's nothing really I'm fighting per se, but you touched the shiny glowy rock that exploded last time I saw you, George.
That was awesome, right? You're gonna take me along, like a police ride along.
I don't have a sidecar. I'm on foot half the time.
That's what I'll get for you. All right. You let me work on it. I'll get it. Be awesome. And he's like, sort of thing. I could talk to Benny. Benny owns that wreck shop. Maybe I don't know.
How about
do you have your license? Do you ride, or do we gotta?
you could be my guy in the chair though, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you
In the
could do
sidecar.
like a no, not the sidecar. Like I could do like a body cam or something, so you can ride along that way.
You want to wear a GoPro?
I mean, for you, George.
Ooh, I could put the GoPro in the shield,
Or you could put it in
like a Bluetooth camera.
the mask.
Oh yeah, that works too.
That way you'd get my like actual point of view.
Ooh, like a FPS.
As opposed to looking like you're getting hit repeatedly over and over
Ooh.
and over again. That might be painful to watch.
I'm
And the
into it.
camera might
Let's do it.
break.
We could upload it to like YouTube, and then it'd be like a whole
The
thing,
Liberty Last channel.
right? Oh no, totally. We gotta market this. This would be awesome. Yeah, you need a social media. That Seattle Spider-Man guy has it.
Who's the Seattle Spider-Man?
You haven't read about him? He's all over Twitter.
I'll have to check it out.
And Seattle Sentinel kind of really hates him, so that's kind of on brand.
Yeah, that tracks.
Newspapers hating spider people. All right, so I got a great idea. I gotta go. I got a guy, and he just kind of hustles out the door. Dreadfire. Midday.
Midday, he's rushing to try and get to the vet center. He's had a long morning. He spent most of the morning filling out renter's insurance paperwork and his landlord yelling at him. Before going to bed last night, he spent some time staring at the shard that he keeps, wondering about where it came from, why Gary popped out of it, what Gary is. He went to sleep and had a nightmare, which is not super uncommon for him, but it's been a while. Some fairly traumatic memories he was living through. He woke up suddenly, and his dresser was on fire. Chains had sprung up out of the floor and wrapped around it, and this dark, shadowy flame was just crawling up them and had lit his furniture on fire, essentially. So the apartment's all smoked out. He's got to replace some things. He may have discovered new hidden power he didn't know he had. So now he's just trying to get into work because it's been a hell of a morning.
Indeed. He remembers, and probably possibly what pulled him out of the dream was Gary's presence in it. Sort of a self-insert of sorts. Riding along on your subconscious and finding all the little secrets. And casually watching as you subconsciously used your newfound ability and lit your dresser on fire. Because Gary's a dick. But he's always there at the back of your brain. Sort of whispering. Giving you that slight commentary of, who's this guy? Why is he doing this? Why aren't you hunting? You're gonna need to help with that shard. It's not what it seems to be. I mean, I could maybe see if I could find somebody and talk to some people.
You can do that?
I can do lots of things.
That's what I'm worried about.
I just am finding it very convenient to have a place to hang my hat.
Yeah, I get that, but maybe don't burn down the place where I hang my hat.
Hey, that wasn't me. That was you. Sat here and watched the whole thing.
Couldn't do that a week ago.
Very interesting. We should sleep with the shard under the pillow and see.
Can you tell where more of these are? Can you sense these things?
I haven't tried. I found the one, and then you came along, and then we had our mutual agreement. And then I just haven't bothered looking for another. Could, but I like where I live.
Well, I think the people we're after probably have one of these. If you could point us to them, I'm sure we'd get in a scrape on the way. You seem to like that.
I mean, I'm curious about the fact that they're grinding it up into powder.
Well,
Hey,
people
you
just
can sell this stuff. Right?
that seems like a bet. You saw what happened to the last guy. It was huge.
I mean, yeah, well, don't take your own stuff, man. I mean, come on.
But somebody else is going to take it. I don't want them to be
Don't
huge
give them
either.
that much, it'd be fine. I mean, you got to find an LD50 on that stuff, right? You got to figure out how much is safe. And obviously, that much is too much. So we have a baseline.
Whatever these things are, I don't think you meant to snort them or eat them. Probably not touch them.
I mean, it looks like it's glass or some kind of crystal. So yeah, you're probably not supposed to snort or eat this.
How did you
Apparently,
get in
people
that
are.
one?
So you might as well capitalize while the getting's good, right?
I'm pretty sure the FDA doesn't approve snorting glass.
You're a supposed. Wet blanket. Are we going hunting this evening?
No, are you going to find me where that shard is?
I can find lots of reasons to hunt, not the least of which is the shard. I don't know. I seem to be... The closer I am to this one, the harder it is to sense any other. I've tried, so...
Maybe I should leave this one in the office.
I'm just happy to be along for the ride.
Me and you both, I think.
Change your name to Pyro.
Yeah, you're taking at least 50% credit for that.
Uh,
You should buy me a new dresser.
I'm just here. The guy next door's got a great little piece of bedroom furniture. Just take that.
I gotta go to work.
Fine. I'll poke at your brain later. And then you get that sense of that eerie calm where he's sort of, he's there, like that chill on the back of your spine that's not quite the full shudder. It sort of just settles. And he's kind of gone dormant.
This is about to become an expensive experiment.
Beholder. What, hijinks are you up to?
Well, it's sort of anti-hijinks. Like after after the group broke up last time, she probably went. She probably went home to like shower and then went directly to work after hours just to catch up on any things that she missed while she was having extracurricular activities. So I suspect that she worked until maybe midnight, 1 a.m, and then eventually went home, got 6 hours of sleep, and then got back up to go back into work again, at least until she hears about something better to do, which is a high bar because work is important.
Fair. Over the course of the night, she slept not bad. Your sleep wasn't bad, but it was a bit fitful in a sense where the brain isn't quite shutting off. That's not the brain, the eye, and because the eye, and you get the sense that it was a bit unsettling for you because the eye is puzzled. Because the eye saw something last night, and it can't figure it out. And it's bothered by this. And the something that it keeps flipping back to, and it's almost like you've got like a like a 3-monitor display in your eye, and you've got like the crosshair and everything else, and you're like the whole Tony Stark thing where you've got all these little windows, and there's a little window up here that has always sort of got the spinning wheel going. It's sort of, why is this? It's trying to load this, and it's not working for it. It's frustrating. And it's a picture, or it's a photo, it's a reference, I guess, of Pierce Rice, the investigator that you met in Azure. And the eye can't reconcile this, and it doesn't know why. But you get this sort of the almost the emotional nudge that it knows Pierce Rice, but it doesn't know how.
Okay. I feel like that's, I mean, disturbing sleep is not great, but Penny would interpret that as positive and negative. Like positive, like, great, the eye is obsessed with something, maybe it will just think about that for a while and not bother me. But the other side of that is the eye is obsessed with something, so it's going to want to go look at it more, because that's what it does.
What happens is when it uses your CPU resources instead of its own.
As
So
roommates go, you know, I've had worse, but only slightly.
Great is when you wake up and you're a completely different person because it got bored. Like, oh, let's make you Latina for reasons. Because I saw it on TV. I just going through all the cartoon characters on TV. And all the, I saw this Modern Family. I saw Modern Family. So you wake up, you look like Sofia Vergara. Because it's like running like Netflix in the background or something.
Sure.
All right. So you're busy back at work.
Yes. In the morning, going back in and continuing my my various projects, working on at least the old existing data that we had before the item mysteriously was
Malfunction.
stolen.
The industrial accident. The mysterious happening. The occurrence. The event. All right. You're busy working at work. Shift. Where will we have you have been? You basically departed early evening. You saw the eyes, large, purplish, glowing, connected to an impossibly large alligator. You hear a voice in your head saying, "Beast." And then almost like you feel the eyes boring into your psyche. The voice echoes in your brain as well, and it says, "Chrysalis. Fascinating." And that spooked you. So what would you do after that?
I imagine that, you know, like she runs and sort of never like stops moving, like all through the night. Maybe eventually like circling back to her apartment, but she just kind of wanders the city the rest of the night, not really doing anything, but not shifting back either. Just like sort of freaked out, not sure what to do.
Understandable. Might be hyper vigilant with regards to any security measures, making sure that you're not being followed, doubling your path so that you can make sure that anybody who might be pursued, because some random voice in the sewer just tossed your secret at you.
Yeah.
The dick. So you go, pace, walk about through the city, and at some point you fatigue, and you basically, your brain just wants to, at that point where you've got that panic, you've got that the anxiety, and the brain just starts shutting itself down because it does not have the spoons, and you fight it as long as you can, and you grit it, and you find that even moving or shifting, changing forms can help, but at the same time, that recovery process, the anxiety catches up, and it's almost like you feed it. The more that you shift, the more that you're conscious of the fact that you've shifted, and the more that you're conscious of the fact that there's a secret about it. There's a more that conscious of the fact that something else knows that secret, and then it's sort of the thing that you've started to get used to as a comfort almost becomes that not only a comfort at the same time, but also that it leans it into a punishment of you're kind of onto this hamster wheel of regressive thought, trying to deal with it, and it takes you a long time to get past and to calm the brain enough, and the fatigue that catches up with it, and you sleep quite soundly, but fitfully at the same time. It's sort of your body regenerates, your body does what it does, and the brain kind of goes along for that ride and eventually kind of succumbs to that consciousness dropping. And you wake up with all the memory of everything that happened. And of a name. With Derek. Maxwell. Those two first names. And Derek Maxwell, now that you're it's almost like your brain sort of kicks in. It's like, oh yeah, and you start making all these connections all at once. Derek Maxwell was one of the researchers that you interacted with just before the incident. Now, why you're thinking of Derek? You thought he was. I mean, you're not actually 100% sure, but it was always one of those names that was sort of missing in your list as you were sort of going through, trying to piece everything back together. And Maxwell was one of those names that you figured could have more information than the company itself was letting.
Okay. So she gets up and she's going to, write Derek Maxwell's name down on a piece of paper and add it to her board. of like, how is this? This is another piece. How does it fit? And either I think maybe she leaves, goes like with her laptop and gets coffee and sits down and like starts, digging into the internet, trying to find whatever she can about Derek Maxwell.
Give me a logic roll, non-combat.
$11.
11. Not a bad roll. But a lot of dead ends. And not so much dead ends in the sense where you do a Google search on somebody and they're, you just don't exist. Or they're, or the generic names. You come across a bunch of those. But the moment you find a direction, you're like, hey, maybe this is the guy. It's not. It almost like it's almost rerouting you back to a different one. So it's almost it's a weird sort of thing where you look up Derek Maxwell and you connect, like, and you see a paper that he might have written that connects to you recognize another name like Alexander Lee that was connected to Chrysalis. You're like, hey, that's a research paper. You click on it and it feeds you back to some other Derek Maxwell that's not anything to do with it. Like almost a deliberate misdirection.
Something she would definitely be suspicious of.
And frustrating.
Yeah.
So you spend your morning in a coffee shop digging through the things.
Yes.
Now, Lich, our brand new player. Tell us about Anima.
So Anima, also known as Alexi, kind of more of a private person in a sense, raised very private by their parents, outskirts of Seattle, kind of suburbs, but also like almost edge of suburbs, not many people out in that area. But they do have an apartment in the city in Seattle for work stuff, and they go back to visit parents every once in a while. Alexi works as kind of a private investigator, hired on for a lot of things due to what is an odd enhanced senses, smell, sight, that sort of thing. Unexplained. They don't really know why. They just know it's there, and they use it to their advantage any chance they can get. She or they tend to be a little bit of a workaholic. So usually if they are in a case, it is all that they are focused on in that time.
Do they have any other particular abilities that you would like to reveal at this time? You don't have to. Let everybody be surprised.
Not that they know of it yet.
Fair. Exactly the way we like it. Okay, so what would a normal morning be?
A normal morning for Alexi is usually a pretty early start if they got any sleep the night before. They tend to work throughout the night without getting any sleep. But if they did get any sleep, they wake up pretty early in the morning, do a very quick breakfast, and are immediately working on a case again. Whether that's going over paperwork in a coffee shop or being out in the streets doing whatever research and investigating that they need to do. And that usually can go on well into the night.
Shops are great little places. All kinds of things you can notice at coffee shops.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, so much of a notice that I'm going to get each of you to make a vigilance check.
This includes me?
Yes.
Cool.
And with that, since it's your very first roll, actually, you're going to be rolling on roll 20. We're going to say, because if you want to use manual dice, that's okay too.
Mhm.
We decided as having 2 of one color, 1 of red one. This is Marvel dice, and the Marvel dice is a Marvel result on a 1.
Okay. Can I use the
You absolutely can.
one that they have on the Demiplane website? Okay,
Way
cool.
easier.
Yeah. All right. So vigilance. It'll do it for me. Okay, I got a 12, and that includes my +2 in vigilance.
Oh, pretty last. What'd you get?
Well, for me as well.
For you, Dreadfire?
I also got a 12.
Oh.
A fantastic 12, assuming that's actually successful.
Fantastic. Shift.
17.
Dang, okay. Beholder?
Also
Round it up.
17.
Nice. Excellent. So the 2 of you are going to definitely notice these things first, particularly Shift, because you're in tune with your feral instincts at this point. You're on heightened alert at this point. You've been running. The brain kind of kicks that the adrenaline in a little bit faster because you're on a case. You're looking at. You're chasing a lead, and this is actually it's exciting for you. But you notice something out of the corner of your eye, and the first one, and Dora as well. When you take a break, what would you do for a break, Dora? You go outside? Would you?
I mean, she probably goes to the break room and gets coffee and a donut or something, and then hurries back to her office because she doesn't want to super socialize with people.
Do you have a window?
I'm gonna say sure, yes. She didn't want one, but she has a high enough position that they made her take an office with a window.
Does it open?
In this place, probably not. I mean, it could.
Depends on the floor, probably.
And then alarms would go off, but
Fair. In your office, as happens now and then, there is a bee. And the bee is bumping against the window. Boom, 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 boom.
how did a bee even get in here? she's
These things bizarrely happen. You're on the 17th floor, and suddenly there's a bee in them.
she's bemused. But like, she's having an internal debate as to whether or not she should, like, get an empty cup and try to catch it and then take it outside, or if she should just let it, spend the rest of its bee life trying to get through the window until it inevitably dies on the windowsill, and then eventually custodial takes care of it, which seems sad, and it's going to be there for a long time. So maybe she'll try the cup thing.
It's one of those resigned sighs.
Yes. This is exactly how she approaches superheroing.
So, I won't make you roll for it. It's kind of a thing.
Her agility is trash, so.
I mean, if you really want to roll for it, we can. We'll go through that motion if you want.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's not a penalty. It's just she has.
You're gonna use your melee. You could. The eye is like, hey, do you want me to absorb this? Get the bee's agility.
Yeah, I mean, do bees actually have high agility? Because they seem not fantastic a lot of the time, but
It depends on the bee. If it's a
I'm
bumblebee, no.
yeah, I'm honestly kind of curious.
But so you find yourself a cup, find yourself a piece of paper. takes a minute or two because these things move, and for some reason they move randomly, and they just like you come out of the thing and it starts moving around. You finally catch it, slip the paper in, you get the bee, and you take the elevator downstairs to do your civic duty and let the bee out. And the moment you walk out the doors, another bee hits you in the side of the head. And flies away. And then another one flies by. And then another one flies.
Do they?
Meanwhile,
do they
this one's
also-
like pushing against the paper.
So they're lingering around me rather than going past me.
No, they're going past. But
Okay.
they keep running into you.
Okay.
And then you suddenly realize you're kind of, there's a bunch. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move so that they stop bashing into me. But they're all going in a particular direction.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's not that weird, as far as I know. Bees, like, they have a hive, but usually they sort of range around randomly and then go back. Like, them all going back in the same path is more ant-like than bee-like. That's weird.
I mean, maybe they all did a dance and they're all going to the same place.
I will let the bee in the cup go, though.
Yeah. So it also flies out, and it starts moving sort of in a, I guess, random direction, and then immediately about turns, goes in the same direction as the other bee.
Okay, that's weird. Do bees even have pheromones? I will reluctantly see if Beauty is paying attention to this, or if bees are,
So,
under her radar.
If you tune into Beauty, Beauty's plucking and counting, and it just is a quick little doot, 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 doot sort of thing, and the counter, it's almost like you've got this thing, you're up to like 56, 57,
Okay.
8, 9, 60, 61. $65, $67.
Like, looking back in the other direction, are they coming from anywhere in particular?
Give me a vigilance check. And I'm going to hop to... Sorry?
18.
Thanks. With the aid of Beauty and your fancy telescopic zoom technology,
Yes.
they're
heightened
coming
sense
from
of
all
smart
over the
still.
place. But it's almost like they're all kind of... There's one... And because Beauty's got that fancy little heightened sense, you can see it like across the street, and it's coming... Another one just down the street, zoom sort of thing. They seem
Okay.
to be converging.
So they're converging into a path.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything obvious in the direction that they're going from here?
Not yet. I mean, no.
She'll like look back at the door of the building.
It's like, God damn it.
Okay. I'm a scientist. I have to go look. She will sigh and start trudging in the direction the bees are going.
Beauty, to its credit, is basically almost putting up like scientific method notation in a sidebar. It's basically sort of like query bees, flight path, question mark, species, question mark, hive locations, and it's sort of giving you possible speculations as to
What's
shift.
going on? Okay.
While you're at the the cafe, you notice sort of these little black specks zoom going past the window. One bumps the window, boom, 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 and it flies away.
Do I notice anything like off about the bee or like
Not that you can tell. I mean, you're not exactly the world's renowned apiculturist, but you generally you understand that the basics of most people what do have knowledge of bees, or the internet has knowledge of bees. They dance for direction or to give directions, so maybe they're all following a direction, but it there's a number of them.
um so I do have heightened senses. So I guess I'm wondering, is there a way that I can like try to track if there's like pheromones or anything that are like pulling the bees away?
Give me. We'll make this one vigilance as well, but it'll be quite high.
Okay.
Pheromones are a bit different from just the mainstream heightened sense.
Okay, I'm going to use my edge to re-roll one of these.
Okie dokie.
And I got worse. 12.
Well, you're not sure. You can't really smell or sense the pheromone trail. But, I mean, if you're curious enough, you wander outside, there's enough bees that you can see heading in direction. One bumps against you, one, lands in the flower pot briefly. And then it's sort of this interesting thing. It sort of drifts and it sort of lands like that slow land that bees do into the flower, and it starts nestling, and then it's almost like it just leaps out of the flower and continues.
Yeah. So
Almost
she'll
like it was driven.
wander after them.
Dreadfire. You are busy doing the thing. You get to the vet center after your busy morning of dealing with the landlord and looking on your phone for bedroom furniture. And you get a bee flies, sort of bumps into you, and sort of does that half land that some insects do, where they kind of lands on you, and now it's crawling up to your shoulder, and it flies away. And then another one falls off the shoulder, flies away.
Please tell me this is not a new power.
I ain't doing it.
So his instinct is, are they going towards something or running away from something?
Well, the two, and now two more. And one flies by, another one sort of, you see it off in the distance. They all seem to be moving towards section of town here.
Yeah, I would prefer these didn't become giant and talk, because there's a lot of them. Also, it's bad for the ecosystem if we have to kill them all. Guess I'm calling out today after all. And they do this stuff at night. So he
These
will
are
call
active.
his. I don't think this is normal. I guess he will call his supervisor and let them know that he can't make it because of landlord issues, and then go see what's up.
Cool. Follow some bees, not too difficult. Liberty Lass. You're running, and a bee lands in your hair.
I do that thing where
Yes, get it
just
out, get
kind of. Yeah, she's like, nope, go away, gone.
And it. You think it's gone.
Hope it's gone.
Kind of flipping your hair down and you're doing the shake thing. And
Doing the whole
you flip it back.
take out
okay,
the scrunchie that I have where I'm
right?
running.
It's making sure it's not on the scrunchie. Doing the thing. It's fine.
Tie my hair back up.
And then another bee lands in your head. You're like, damn it!
Where are these
Two more
things?
flyby.
New route, I guess. She's gonna follow the bees.
Sure. Which? You're at a cafe. And what does shift look like again? Your
What does Alexi look like?
no, shift.
Oh, wrong one. Um, gosh.
Oh, Sophia.
Sorry.
What does shift look like?
Oh, I guess so. She was just at the coffee shop, so she would look early 30s, like long black hair, about 5'6". She's white. I kind of she doesn't have a tan or anything because she spends a lot of time inside, like researching, trying to unlock the mysteries of Chrysalis. Uh, Dresses like pretty, casual business wear, like what you would expect like a journalist to wear when they go to the coffee shop.
And then, laptop bag, laptop.
Yep, exactly.
All right, so glitch. You see one 5'6", long black hair, get up, start staring at the window, packs up their laptop bag, walks outside. You see a bunch of bees land on her, and then they start almost sniffing the air, sort of just peering very intently at the goings on around her, and then starts moving in direction.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely something Alexi would notice. as she was kind of raised to notice those little odd things that are kind of out of place. And definitely notices the bees because Alexi is a little more like of an animal person, a little more like quote unquote in tune with animals, and would also get up, kind of quickly shove their notes into their bag and probably try to follow after. Yeah.
As Glitch, I'm sorry, not Glitch, Alexi walks out the door, they're hit by like 5 bees. And there's I don't want to say a small cloud, but a number of sort of like it's not quite to the point where you're standing next to a beehive, but it's definitely sort of there's a lot more bees here. And the weirdest thing is that there's a flower pot, but there's not any tremendous amounts of reason why there would be 5 bees coming at you at once. They all sort of, boom, boom, sort of one lands on you, another one sort of lands, almost bounces off your forehead sort of thing, and keeps on moving, all in the same direction that the black-haired woman just went in.
Okay, yeah, then Alexia would definitely be very confused, kind of look around for a second, and then immediately go to follow in the direction of the little cloud of bees that just passed.
And each of you in turn moves following your small white or yellow and black cookie crumbs to a central point. I would say, just for kicks and giggles, there's a fountain. Like a landmark. It's fairly close to playing with things here. We're going to go to Pike Place Market. Unless someone can think of a... No, there's got to be a garden nearby. 1 second, sorry. Let's go to the Garden of Remembrance. There's even a water feature. There it is. It's a memorial in honor of over 8,000 Washington state residents who died in wars since World War II. And there are predominant floral arrangements all around it. And as you reach, each of you reach place in turn, we'll say starting with Beholder, you were probably the closest. Shift, followed by Alexi. Liberty Lass gets there fairly promptly as well. So Dreadfire would be a bit later because you're further away. But what you see floating above the water is a odd thing. The bees are congealing, all sort of coming together, and it looks like a thin but humanoid-shaped figure. And as you watch more bees come from all different directions and add to the bulk of this individual, and it slowly takes more and more of a human muscle tone shape. and the tattered purple cloak that hangs around its V-shaped shoulders has a hood, and from under the hood you almost see the glow, not purple, of sort of a yellowish glow from the eyes.
Did the cloak come from somewhere in particular, or did it seem to just be
It was
there?
sort of draped there, but it sort of bulks out a little bit as more bees add to underneath it.
I'm just gonna look around vaguely to see, you know, what the pedestrian traffic level is like here. Like we're downtown, so I'm assuming that it's relatively busy.
Everybody. I see we converged in another strange happening. Oh, hi. Samantha
Hello?
like look. It's like looking directly at Alexi.
Yeah,
And
Alexi's just kind of looking around in confusion.
So everyone's in their pedestrian modes, I assume. So Al is
Blacks in a polo. He's Cal.
black on black, casual. Um, Shift would be in the black hair. Liberty Lass is blonde. I want to say blonde.
Red.
Or, yeah, it's red. Is it red the whole time?
Red.
So you've got an auburn redhead, very fit and athletic, with I assume a backpack
Mm-hmm.
with a suspiciously shaped item in it. And Beholder is business cash, I think, or just I don't know,
Yes,
straight
I mean-
business. You'd be
Very, very, yes. Scientist cash, as it were, and in the face that nobody should be directly associating with Beholder yet. And she's once again, you know, mentally kicking herself, like the second that I start doing literally anything weird, I should just look like someone else because now it's awkward and. But that's why she was looking around, like, to see if there were bystanders.
there were you would have seen them, and Beauty would have picked them up long before they saw you. In terms of almost giving you almost a mental ping, a warning email of, hey, by the way, those people who aren't superheroes are also here.
Great. So yeah, I'm just gonna-
Initiating transformation protocol.
no, thank you. I'm gonna go over to the to the other people as soon as I pick them up, and still in Dr. Penny mode, and be like, hey, I remember you from the school that one time. So there's a bee person or something. This, I mean, it's fascinating, but this seems like a you thing.
Roland.
I don't know what you mean by that specifically.
I mean, in fairness, every time something weird happens, here we are.
That's true. I guess. But
Doesn't the city pay somebody to handle this stuff? Like, why is it always us? Are you gonna check? I'm not gonna check.
um,
I think animal
Statistically
control.
speaking, there may be like 5 or 6 things happening simultaneously at all times.
I think that would warrant an emergency service or something.
Well, I'm gonna go back to work. You have fun with that.
I'm Going
Shouldn't the science person be dealing with the bee problem?
I'm not a
this
bee
could be an
scientist.
alien for all we know.
I work in optics.
and you hear a voice from the human-shaped cloud of bees. Not an alien.
Oh, thanks.
Scientist.
See, scientist.
And it thrums as though it's spoken by the bees'
Through
intonation
wing
of the
buzzing.
hum. The humming of the wings, the beating of the wings. It forces a semblance of human speech.
Well,
What's
that's
your
an impressive
name?
level of coordination.
Awake at last.
At last?
Well, that's not good.
We'll finish what I started.
That's worse.
Please tell me you were making a blanket or something.
Was it science?
Soup kitchen.
I know a place.
You may bow before me
Thoughtful offer.
as my bees. Take the world.
There it is.
Hmm.
And now you've lost me.
And
Shift
Yeah.
is just like, I don't care anymore. And
That thing about emergency
shifts.
services, good call. I'm gonna run and see if I can get someone.
Animal control,
Good
maybe?
luck.
I don't know.
Good luck with
Speaking
this.
of animal control, shifts.
Yep, Shift's just
We're doing that.
But yes, Penny is going to try to go basically into the nearest building where there might be a public bathroom or something that she can get out of sight so that she can change.
At the Garden of Remembrance, there's a wide open space and not a lot of places to. I mean, you could duck behind a hedgerow.
Well, I mean, there's a building right there with a cafe, right?
True. You're gonna just hustle your way over to the building.
Everyone
Yes, like
with
I said,
secret
like I said,
identities into the coffee.
Any
Into
public
the coffee shop.
bathroom,
We all
Oh,
have
there's-
to pee right
there's-
now.
Yeah, there's aunts. They got a bathroom. Anywhere with food and seating, they have to have a bathroom. It's
Exactly.
law.
Just duck into the water. Bloop. All right. I'll have everyone roll initiative. Why I'm rolling? Because it literally says the bees go first.
10.
And
9.
what?
Which, for those of you who don't speak German, also means no.
Aware of what 9 means. I can see that. Dreadfire.
15.
15. Speedy guy. Older?
Also 9.
Anima.
15.
Nice.
But I got fantastic 15.
You did. So what would you like to do right now?
Oh,
Get a free shot.
oh boy. Okay. Huh.
You even get to go before the bees.
The mixed blessing, because now you have to decide.
Oh God.
No pressure. Welcome to
hmm.
me.
Yeah, when I said Alexi was in over their head, whoa, did I mean it?
Don't worry.
Trying to.
Be happy.
I'm trying to think of how I want to do this without.
I mean, the girl right
I
there has a hubcap.
I
Stay in your
think.
lane.
I think I'm going to have Alexi. I want to see how solid this thing is. So Alexi is going to grab the nearest rock and just kind of truck it into the swarm of bees. Yeah, just to see how solid this mass of bees is. So what do I roll now?
You're going to give me an agility roll. But this one's going to be a
Okay.
combat agility roll.
Okay, so damage then, yeah?
I believe so.
If I'm rolling through demiplane?
Page correct.
Okay, let's see.
It should give you a roll, and then it should give you the damage result.
Want to do it for me? Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn that off because it won't let me roll if I have damage reduction on before rolling.
Sure.
Okay, let's see. Looks like that result is an 11
11.
for agility, yes.
What's the damage you would do?
Let's see. Did it do that right? Because I put in for the damage for agility. Ooh, did it not do it right?
Does it tell you what your marble dice result was?
Yeah, it says Marvel Dice result is a 3.
Okay. And then your multiplier, we would add to your multiply it by your agility modifier.
Yeah, it says my multiplier is 1, and then I have a +1 for ability.
4 points of damage.
Yeah, yes.
So you pick up a rock, you like experimental, chuck it, it does that nice little backspin, flies right into the body. Straight on through.
Oh boy, okay. Cool. Alexi's
It
only
doesn't
slightly
even
freaking
look
out.
like it noticed it getting it.
Great. Alexi's only slightly panicking and if I can take a step back, is going to take a step back away from this thing.
All right. From there, let's take a quick break while our would-be heroes figure out what to do with their V problem. So everyone take plenty of hydration. We'll get some water break, snack break, water break, and come back. Be there or be square? No. All right.
Behave.
Nice.
I can't
All right.
believe you.
So let's take this on a break, and we will see you in give or take 5 minutes. Find the little button. And we are back. Last we left, our intrepid heroes all gathered themselves surreptitiously, unconsciously. Maybe they're all drawn to each other. Maybe they're following the path of bee pheromones. Who knows? Long and short of it, there be a problem. And they each decided upon themselves to take the reins of the heroism, discover why the bees are all traveling in the same direction, converging, the bees, on a central point, and observing a human-shaped bee person made of bees that then spoke to them. The response, not so great. Having a rock thrown through it. And deciding that they didn't like the bee person's opinion of how the world was going to work in the future, they decided to take up arms with I'm running this stuff. Either way, combat has ensued as they have all decided to not be passive this particular. How to find one. There it is. Okay.
Oh, the beeps.
So the entity floating, sort of undulating, sort of as the bees in it move, its skin of bees almost seems to ripple and move as though alive, because thousands of insects that are sort of compiling this humanoid shape. It makes a gesture looking down. That wasn't very nice, Fraulein. And
I'm sorry.
it sort of flicks its arm at Anima. God, my own writing is terrible. Flicks his arm at Anima, and a glob of bees sort of center away from it and sort of undulate and fly sort of in your direction. What is your agility?
And I use my reaction to jump in front of it, whatever's coming at this person
Cool.
with my shield.
Oh. So, okay, so how does that one work again? That power was the shield.
It's just it's a shield block.
Shield block?
Yeah, it's shield.
Darn.
I'm interposing.
The interpose, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
Standard action.
becoming the new target of the attack.
Interpose caused. That's a backstory. Damage type diving, falling. There you are. You move for free to stand between the target and the attacker, becoming the new target of the attack. The attacker's target number of the attack is the lower of the character's defense or the original target defense. So, is your agility lower than 11?
No.
So then you take, and you've got the -1 because the shield.
I actually have -2.
Minus what?
Yep. New shield that I picked up from George just this morning.
Is that it? Oh no, the shield is dead. Yeah, it's 1 for 1. Look at that. Interesting factoid. Sturdy doesn't work the same way as shield does. Shield, you can have a shield 4 at rank 4. Sturdy, you can only have 3.
I assume it's
You
because
can't be as
shields can be
physically tough.
lost or taken away. They're just slightly less good.
Yeah. So, you have a damage reduction of 2. That's going to be weird. Because you would normally take 2, 3. This is a big gob of bees. A lot of them unceremoniously spatter against the shield. You block the vast majority of them. Some of them do get through and sort of hit you uncomfortably in the face, arms, etc. And you take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
There are now more bees in your hair. Ah! All right. Between Anima and Dreadfire, who has a higher vigilance?
Vigilance, his is 11. I'm sorry,
My
1.
vigilance. My ability score is a 2. Defense is a 4.
Anima, it's on you. No pressure.
To make another action.
Another action. This is your
Oh,
actual
boy.
action in the round.
Oh boy. Okay. I think. Are there any? Do I see any like alleyways or like places that have better cover than when we're currently standing?
There's a hedgerow. But other than that, it's a very large sort of open concept, open space, water feature plus memorial monument with a building behind. That's Penny. Dr. Penny has conveniently run off to.
Okay. I think I will say Alexi kind of tries to duck behind the nearest coverage they can find to kind of like be like somebody just blocked them getting attacked and they're like, okay, maybe I should like not be right here right now. And so kind of like dives into the nearest coverage they can find.
Bush. Yep.
Yeah.
At least it's the Garden of Remembrance photo that I'm looking at is just one basically large like a squared water feature structure and a bunch of memorial flowers in a little row on either side, all the way down, up and down each direction. So there's really not a lot of room anywhere except behind the hedgerow.
Mm.
Cool. So you duck behind a hedgerow.
Mm-hmm.
That's your turn. Are you transforming?
Yeah, why the heck not? I'll say that after they duck behind, panic kind of sets in. This is not a situation. Being a private detective, they've obviously been in kind of endangering situations before, but never anything quite like this. And so panic kind of sets in, and before they can do anything else, say anything else, interact with anybody else, the next thing anybody knows, a giant wolf kind of about like half the size of like a normal human has popped out from behind the bushes suddenly.
Cool. For any of you playing the home game of Vampire the Masquerade or the World of Darkness, this is the collaborative form. It's the Hispo form of them. No. A very large wolf. Excellent. That's your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Dreadfire.
Right. There's a wolf. Okay. Look, I'd love to help you. Your B world sounds great. I didn't bring my EpiPen though, so I gotta go. He's also gonna go dive behind a hedge bush, but try to make it look like he tripped or something on the way of running away.
The entire team. Ah!
We are the phone booth
Something.
heroes. Yeah.
Badly off in all directions.
Yeah.
Except Liberty last, the only one there.
She just disappears into the swarm, and like the
Mhm.
next time anybody sees her, it's like her costume is already on because she just did that teleport thing from before.
Like mid step. Yeah. So once he's out of sight, he will just blink. He will transform and blink back to
Cool.
effective range. He'll just do his little shadow step business and apparate behind, preferably the bee lady. Did you or person? They're bees. Did you say
They're
they were
non-binary.
over? I'm leaning towards the queen motif, given the behavior, but you said they were above a water formation or fountain or something along. Yeah, okay. So
It's a low set. Yes.
Yeah.
Not a pond, but like a fountain without the fountain.
Sure.
Might be a fountain. I'm not sure.
Reflecting pool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he will pop back out and just go, "Don't worry, guys. I saw this on Discovery Channel." He is going to summon Dreadfire chains, but in the water. He's not attacking her. He's trying to make steam to pacify the bees.
I mean, to smoke the bees with steam.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting tactic.
All right.
He is not a scientist.
Give me an ego roll.
Sure.
Because after all, these are bees.
Bees, yeah. That is a 16.
16. That's impressive. Okay. The the bee entity, the cloud of human-shaped bees, sort of gets a bit of a blast of this steam, flashes up at them, and it's almost like it instinctively reacts, but then realizes communally that it's not actually smoke, and then reforms itself.
Oh. That was worth a shot. I don't think it worked. That'll end his turn.
What are you going to do now? Hard tricks. Shift.
So what is around us? Are there like park benches or anything?
There aren't. There's a bunch of flower. Well, yes.
Little stone bench thing.
There are table and benches. Lots of sort of flower pot setups so that there's plenty of places for people to put their.
I would like to pick up one of the park benches and throw it at the entity. Go for a bigger size toss.
Excellent. Agility.
$14.
14 is a hit. And damage you doing?
8.
Are you at a ×2 now?
I got a 6 on my Marvel dice.
And you have a
And I have agility 2.
but your mighty is
And then mighty only counts for melee damage, so I don't know if it counts here.
doesn't it count for agility? I guess not.
Nope, just says melee damage.
Huh. But the park bench is big, so that'll count. I'll give you a ×2 for that, that's for sure. But it's thrown, though. That's the part that is mystifying to me.
Yeah, I don't know why mighty wouldn't count for throwing it, but
Very strange.
At least at a certain like weight threshold, you would think that would count because you wouldn't be able to throw another one.
Well, exactly that as well.
Like, sure, if you throw a baseball at them, maybe you don't get to count. Although, honestly, like, if Hulk throws a baseball at you, it's probably still a bad day.
There was an issue with like baseball.
Yeah, throw doesn't seem to have that much of a thing to it because the stronger you are, the harder you can throw something.
right.
Stands to reason in my brain that if you can pick something up and chuck it with the capacity to pick up a freight train and chuck it, it's going to hurt.
Right.
Not only because it's a freight train, but because it was literally thrown by someone who could pick up and throw a freight train.
Yeah.
So I'm of the opinion that we should actually include it as a thrown object, like in the Dungeon and or Dragon game. Thrown objects get strength bonus.
Okay. So yeah, the base damage here from that demiplane has is 8 is what I got. So that's 10 with the
What is the
melee.
number on the dice? 6?
6.
6. So multiply that by 8.
1 is my agility multiplier, and then I have
And add your mighty multiplier.
yeah, that's just a +2 to the damage bonus, so it's
Oh, no. Well, mighty adds the +2 to the multiplier. If you have mighty
yes.
2, it adds to that to the multiplier.
You're right. Yep, that's okay. So 6, 3, 18.
So you have a mighty 2, add 1 for the size of the bench,
And then
Times
so
and then add your multiplier, and then add the agility bonus.
and my agility bonus is 2, so
20?
20, yes.
Minus 1 from that. 6. Oh, 14. Cool. Alrighty. It seems impacted by that. The strangest thing, you pick up the part, you literally, and you just hurl the park bench at it, and it hits it very squarely in the midsection, the torso, and it actually pushes a skeleton out the back of it. And then it's almost like the bees collectively exert a force of pressure against the bench. The bench falls out, falls into the whoosh, into the small waiting pool, reflective pool, and the skeleton gets pulled back into the mass. That wasn't nice.
It wasn't meant to be nice.
Between Beholder and Lady Liberty, who has the higher vigilance.
I have a
Oh.
I have a +4.
Beholder.
Sorry?
+2.
+2. All right. Lady Liberty.
Huh?
The lower one is first.
But she has our beholder has higher vigilance.
Oh, you have.
I have
Wait.
I have my vigilance is a 2.
Mine's 4.
Oh, sorry, I heard 1. My bad. My mistake. Carry on. Beholder.
So yes. So basically the plan is just like rush into the place, like into the building, into the bathroom, and then like go
Not just like do a Superman, just kind of run.
just like go into a stall and then like sort of, close the door and then be like, oh my god, I didn't know someone is in here, and then change and then say, well, it's okay, citizen, and then run out. Like, that's my plan.
So much effort.
Just in case there's someone in there. Like, she's planning this in advance as she's going, but like she doesn't want to take time.
There's someone in here. It's okay, citizen.
Yeah.
Practicing the lower timbre of the voice.
Yes, but that's the plan, and then just run back out.
Cool. That's your action?
Yeah, because disguise is a standard, so can't do anything else other than move.
That's true. Fair enough. All right. Lady Liberty.
Liberty Lass will
Excuse me.
she's going to so she's kind of, what's her surroundings look like right now? Like, is she the only one around her? For one,
Shift is nearby. Just picked up a park bench.
who I know.
Good.
And then
Dreadfire.
there's this giant wolf.
Giant wolf was coming out of the bushes, and Dreadfire just manifested some incendiary something, manifested them in the pool, bubbled and rippled and steamed a tremendous amount into the bee person.
I think I'm going to attempt a shield bash against this bee person.
Cool. I
And that's gonna look like she's gonna toss the shield up into the air, like in front of it, and then like blink up into the drop kick,
Nice.
catch the shield and land.
Yeah, that works. Give me a melee.
It's we rolled the damage on demi-plane, correct? Like that.
Yes.
I guess do I put in my damage reduction?
Nope. You would put in if you have any multipliers, like might
No,
be.
it's specifically asking what my damage reduction is.
Oh, that's.
Um.
Oh, it's asking what the damage reduction is of the target.
Of the target, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Pick one.
There's a toggle at the bottom. You can flip that off.
Yeah, I just turned off enter damage reduction before rolling. So
Got it.
It's
Got
one
it.
and it's one.
It's a 13.
13 is in fact a hit.
All right.
He's not very good at combat.
That's the damage is a plus. It says ×1 + 2. But didn't
what's the
we
shield?
decide that the shield also adds? Does it add more now that I've taken
Shield.
another rank in it?
No. but it does provide you with extra bonus of protection. The shield itself is another 1 because it is a weapon.
Okay, so then it's a ×2?
Yep.
+2.
And what was the result of the roll? The dice?
13.
Or was the Marvel dice?
Oh, the Marvel dice, it was a 2.
2. So 2, 2 is 4, and 2 is 6.
And it was a shield bash, so doesn't it? Or is that only if it's a fantastic success?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's only if on a fantastic.
Cool. Cool. All right.
That will be my turn.
Dreadfire.
Ooh.
It's the entity mutters, that was a nice trick, and it flicks its arm at you, and sort of, it's almost like the hand just comes away, and this glob of bees sort of coalesces and starts flying towards you.
I will take a reaction to use Return Fire, which triggers when an attack is declared against him.
Excellent.
Which is an agility attack against their vigilance.
Uh-huh.
That is a 15.
That actually hits.
All right, and that is... Those are low on the marble. That's 7 focus damage.
Yes. I thought you had a higher multiplier, no?
It's a ×2 +3. I was incorrectly stacking them at one point, so I had a ×3. It turns out things that add multipliers aren't supposed to stack. Like a weapon doesn't stack with accuracy. It's just whichever's higher.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Why wouldn't it? I mean,
I think
that just means Hawkeye sucks now. I mean,
kind of. Well, he just has really high accuracy, and he can use any random bow he picks up off the street. I think.
Sure, but you'd think, I mean, isn't that the whole point of the character called Bullseye? Is that he's really, really good at hitting things no matter what he uses because reasons? So, interesting. But guns are supposed to do more damage, though.
Yeah, they have a depending on the gun, but the pistol is a +1 multiplier. Yeah, there's certain things that have crazy high multipliers, like shotguns and grenades or something. I don't know.
Of course,
there's a table for grenades. That's interesting.
Either way, but this gets past all the regular stuff because this isn't physical damage. Right, so you said 7?
7 focus, yes.
Okie.
And that was a reaction to their attack, so they can proceed. But if the attack is going to actually go through, I will use my other reaction to blink to the other side of them. Because I have 2 reactions with combat reflexes.
Yes.
You take the other one first because if it had been fantastic, they'd be stunned.
True.
So if that doesn't work,
so you're blinking essentially 5 feet to the left, essentially.
Yeah, or like I think I was on the opposite side of them from everyone else, so I'll just blink to where everyone else is to break line of sight, essentially.
How big is?
It's 5 feet. So depending on how close I am, I may have to go sidestep or something.
Yeah, you'd need to throw some movement into that, but yeah, I will allow it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you basically sidestep and blink, and the bees hit nothing. They're sort of just dispersed in sort of generally a weird sort of cloud that doesn't look like it knows what it wants to do. It's just sort of like hovering about. In the
I got
area
lots of tricks. Nice trick.
Dreadfire once was. Back to Anima.
Hmm. Um, so you mentioned that there was a skeleton earlier, which kind of weirded me out. Um,
No one knows who this character is? I'm disappointed in all of you.
I have a
hmm.
kind of an idea based upon. You said it was based on
Oh, it's an actual character.
already with
Actually
bees
throwing
and
an
everything.
actual Marvel villain at you.
We've graduated. Well, if we live.
They are bees.
That's frightening. Okay. Trying to think about how to go about this because this would be Alexi's very first time just turning into this giant wolf. So while there's internal panicking going on, Alexi can't exactly talk.
And the instincts are taking over.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like there's much a wolf could do against bees.
Bite them like other dogs do.
They will try.
I guess I'll try to like.
Oh
Downsides to
crap! That was a terrible idea.
Yeah, nobody wants bees in their mouth. I am going to have. I think Alexi will, just because instincts are taking over, kind of like try to, with a paw, swipe at at like the ankles, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that. And like swipe a big ol'
Cool.
pumpkin paw.
Good. Up on the hind legs and do a
Yeah.
what? Sure, give me a melee roll.
Where's okay, there it is. Okay, so that is a 16.
That's a hit.
Says my damage would be a 9.
Wait, sorry, 9?
Yes. Marvel die times 2, and then plus 1 on my ability. And the Marvel die was a 4.
Cool. And you have a times 2, so times, okay. 1, 4, 5. Cool. And Dreadfire.
Right, it's me again. Well, non-conventional methods were not working, so we're going to go back to conventional methods. And he is going to shoot at it.
Shoot it until it dies.
So that will be suppressing fire.
Achtung.
Agility versus vigilance. That's 14.
14. Now this is your special focus damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. You line up a shot. You take the shot. The blast and the eldritch flame and fire that ejects the bullet. The bullet spectral shines through the air, and it passes straight through the beam.
Oh. Okay, you got me that time. Nothing works against this thing. How are you guys doing? The wolf bit it. That will end his turn.
Hey! Oh, the terrible. Are you moving at all?
No, he'll sit still.
Shift. Lots of park benches, Kevin.
Yeah, I think, why change what's working? We'll just what seems to be working more than some of the other stuff. So going to pick up another park bench and give it a toss.
Are you the X-Men?
At some point, we're going to run out of park benches, guys.
I know.
And
We can pile them all
hubcaps.
up in the middle.
13.
Water for the Seattle Sun. All right. And your roll was, sorry?
I get a 13.
13 is a hit.
Okay, so that's 14 damage. And I did the...
That's with the full modifier?
Yep.
Okay. What did you roll on the dice?
4.
4. And you have a times 3 total?
Yep.
2 and 8, and then 2 is 10, yeah? Okay. And again, same thing. The bench sort of smashes into it. The skeleton sort of drifts backwards, but it's held on by just the sheer volume of bees. They push the bench, and it falls very close to the next one beside it. 2 benches. Yeah. Public memorial park. Jonah Jameson's going to hate all of you.
Menace.
Make pictures of Spider-Man. Okay. That's you?
Yep.
Beholder.
Well. So yeah. So now at least I'm in my superhero persona, but unfortunately I don't have a whole lot I can do yet still. So I think
You look real cool.
she's gonna like assess the situation, and be like, okay, we need to scatter the bees as much as we can. So she's just gonna sort of like, so something I'm not clear on, the disguise power, like, are the parts of the costume actually physical, or are they literally just like holograms?
As far as I can read,
Like,
based upon the description of the power, it's a physical transformation.
okay, good enough. So yeah, so she's gonna sort of like whip her cape around in front of her and hold it like a
Like a matador's cape.
sure. But rather than like in a taunty way, like she's then just gonna like run at the thing and try to scoop up a bunch of bees in it, like as she does a drive-by.
Ballsy. Cool.
I mean,
all right. How do we score this one? Gonna make it a melee attack.
cool. That'll go great.
I mean, you could try to absorb the power of the bees.
Yeah. I mean, that then I wouldn't be able to attack.
I mean,
As it turns out, however, well, I mean, so I have a fantastic 7.
fantastic 7.
Yes, my melee is -3.
That's fair. So you fail. So what happens? You run up. You have this idea. It's like, well, we need to separate the bees. We need to disperse the bees as much as possible. So you get this idea. You pull the cape away, and you're like, I scoop the bees. I've seen apiculturists do this. I'll scoop the bees away. So you run up, and you basically get, and it's sort of the entity is incredulous. It doesn't think that anyone would actually be doing what you're doing. So it just stands there dumbfounded of sorts, and you scoop away, and you manage to get a good clean, like in the Terminator movie, when you literally see the forearm exposed and there's the bone underneath, and you see literally a human bone, human-sized forearm underneath this thing as the bees sort of just find their way out of your cape and disperse themselves all around. And you'd almost think that there's a sense of, or maybe you're projecting the sense of incredulous onto this entity, and it's just standing there. What do you think that was going to accomplish? But what this may or may not be helpful, but Beauty gets a good sense of the lay of the land, and you get a report, the voice, as it were, the Beauty's voice in your head, sort of thing, basically informing you that there's radioactive material here.
Oh, great! She says out loud.
This is what I need. Why am I
Should've-
here?
Should have
my
just
God.
stayed at work.
What did I do? No. Was that your action?
I mean, yeah, that's all I can do. Aside from having a reaction handy for other stuff. But
Liberty last.
So Beholder just shouted.
After running up and cupping a bunch of bees in her cape.
I don't really know understand what's going on, so she just
Oh man, that translator just ruined it for me. Cupping a bunch of bees in her cake.
sounds festive.
Oh man. Okay, so Liberty last.
Liberty Lass is going to I don't know. He seems like a bad guy, and he wants to take over the world and stuff, which is, bad guy shtick. I think I'm going to hit him with my shield again.
Excellent.
Seems like...
If it works, do it well.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's a 13.
That's a hit.
And that is... So 14 points of damage?
Was the times 2?
Yes.
Is your 6
6 times 2 plus 2. I got a regular 6 on the die.
Yeah.
So 14
6.
total.
Okay,
The 6 times 2 plus 2.
got it. To do the minusing in my head as we go along.
And then I'm going to kind of just kind of step back a little to keep the shield up, but kind of brace myself for any incoming otherwise. And that's her turn.
What? What? Okay. You want to take my bees away, do you, Fraulein? Have them. And then it just, the entire entity kind of, the bees all flock away from it in every possible direction. basically just literally swarming everywhere around everyone within 10 spaces.
Good times.
A lot of
Causing,
space.
I would need everyone's resilience defense value.
11.
Speed.
Also 11.
We're looking at defense score, yeah?
Yes.
Mine is
Wow.
also 11.
And Shift has a 12.
Oh, I missed that door. Sorry, you said 11 as well?
Indeed, yes, 11.
4 11s and a 12.
Everybody's in the. I don't want to have 10 health clubs, so I take one vigilant or one resilience.
Yep.
Which is about to come in handy.
Everyone. Wait, do any of you have damage reduction other than the shield?
Not
I
yet.
have 1.
Oh, you do. 1, and then the shield is a 2 now?
Yes.
Here's the problem. How much of that would actually stop the bees?
Well,
Actually,
if you
it
keep
would.
it close,
To be
it
fair,
would give
it's-
enough cover.
To be fair, you are probably just swatting a wad, swath them away at a time. So it absolutely will cut down. So those of you who don't have me of any resilience defense, take 12 points of damage.
I would like to activate energy absorption. I spend 15 focus. I regain 12 focus.
Oh, health.
I mean, I do not actually take any health damage.
Correct.
But yes.
Yes.
Sorry, it was how much damage again? Hang on.
It's going to be 12.
Oh, okay.
Anyone who has damage reduction 1 will take 9. And damage reduction 2 will take 6. How would energy absorption work?
It's just
Or-
physical. It's just physical. Physical damage, I guess. So it's just tiny little force field. You know, bee-sized.
Playing the B side now?
I've got this like mental image of like that Matrix effect as these bees hit your force field of like the ripples.
Yes, they're just pausing.
Yeah, it's just like basically like the little
they just
hexagonal
stop and
stuff
they're
in
very,
Mass Effect.
very confused.
Mm-hmm.
You get the little sort of like the orange alert going off with beauty. What is going on? We're being assaulted from all sides. All right. Back to here we go. Anima.
Oh boy.
You gotta enunciate when you say that name.
You really do.
Anima.
Anima.
Not Anima.
Fair. Duly noted.
Ooh.
Anima.
Is so now that the bees have been swarmed, is the skeleton showing more?
With enough bees sort of on it, clinging to it, to basically keep it aloft, essentially.
Okay, and then next question. Were the bees that were taken from the arm, is that arm still exposed or has that also been kind of
The entire
covered up
body
again?
is mostly a skeleton mostly covered in bees, with a single layer of bees. Essentially.
The bees that were
Okay.
taken from the arm went back anyway because they didn't stay in the cave.
They're not
Okay,
back
okay,
yet,
fair
but they're
enough.
sort of slowly reforming.
Okay. I think Alexi is going to try to grab at try to bite at one of the bones. Don't give me that look. It's not a smart idea, but it's all I got.
Excellent.
It's a very
Give me an
Dogs-
immunity check.
idea, like
Dog sees bone.
It's a very canine reaction now. Yes.
You said what?
Melee.
Melee? Okay. That is going to be a 9.
9. You leap and snap at the forearm. Get a mouthful of beef. But yeah, it's sort of it's a half-hearted snap, really, because you try to grab at it, and at the same time you're halfway through the launch, and you're like, I'm going to be biting bees, and that momentary pause is enough that it manages to sort of like sweep itself and its arm away from that, and your snap bites, thankfully, open air. Not even a single bee.
Cool. Well,
It's impressive considering there's a cloud of like 150,000.
I tried. I gave it my best effort.
And Dreadfire.
Okay, so now there is a skeleton. Presumably
Mostly.
just
There's a
exposed
smaller target now.
from the bees. Yeah, it's great. That's the bees went back. I need a young priest and an old priest. But I'm out of ideas. It worked on the dresser. We're gonna try it again. He's gonna summon Dreadfire chains around the skeleton. So that is it just says an ego attack. I'm assuming against agility since it's at a distance. It doesn't actually say.
I like how you called them Dreadfire chains. It confused me momentarily.
Right. I'm trying to keep them on brand. Just legally distinct.
Right. These are blue, not orange.
Yeah.
An ego attack
Against something.
against its ego attack. Against its ego defense.
Got it. I almost clicked the wrong one.
Says
That is
15?
a 13.
13. That is a hit.
Right. So that is 6 regular damage.
6 regular damage. Huh. But it's fire, though.
Yes.
Bees don't like fire. I'll make that double. There's no actual rule for it because there's no rules on bees in here. We're kind of completely out in the left field with this.
Marvel didn't account for bees.
It didn't have a plan B.
Ah, nice.
All right, that's it. I'm moving.
Yeah, no, good session.
You know, the other team's going to be watching this. They're going to be just adding up all the psychic damage.
I'm sure they have a very specific source book planned
D4
on the,
every
on the
time somebody
timeline
said a
for,
bad
for
fuck.
just bees.
All right.
The swarm in you.
Funny you should
Hey.
mention the words.
Oh,
Oh no.
What? No. Eventually, if you want to Google it, you can go right ahead.
Anyway, that will end Dreadfire's turn.
And the Hellfire chains launch out, or excuse me, Dreadfire chains. They launch out. You can describe the actual look of them if you like.
Sure. So rather than him throwing them or anything, it's more he just holds out a hand and they shoot up from the ground and try to encircle the person he's focusing on. They're very dark and ethereal and covered in shadow and
The
shadows-
bluish dark flame.
Yes, his signature.
That is your namesake.
flames. Yep,
Copyright. Hashtag.
right now. Yeah, TM
Registered
patent
trademark.
pending. Call me Hasbro.
And these chains rise up again. The dark bluish flame lapping up against all of the darkened metal, wrap around a leg, and where it hits, the bees turned to dust. It just took, turned to blackened, and it just sort of.
Yep. Firework.
Bursts. Now it smells like burnt beer.
Roasted bees.
Now, who's next? Let me see. Shift.
So he's over the water, correct? Is there any way for me to get close to him?
Absolutely. He's not high. He's not very high over the water. He's just sort of like hovering in that arrogant supervillain way, just above the ground, or in this case, just above the water source.
What I want to try is because I've
Got it.
seen every time I've hit him with the bench, I've seen the like skeleton kind of pull away from the bees and then like go back
Uh-huh.
to it. I would like
You're gonna
to
have two benches.
jump. Yes. Well, I want to go up to it, and I want to try to remove the skeleton from the mass of the bees by force.
You're going to grapple the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Debone the bee monster. Like a trout.
I had a pun for this. I know I did. This is going to be interesting. Give me a melee attack.
Take a shot every time we make a bee pun in this episode.
17.
17 is absolutely a hit. You're grappling the bee person. According to the rules that we have in front of us, you're grabbing. Only grabber can move. Grabber can let go at any time. Grabbed character must escape to be free. Anything that can attack against the entangled characters has trouble. The attack against the intended target fails. Compare the same attack check against the target. Yeah. So you have grappled the skeleton made of bees.
And then can I still do anything, or is that it for this?
That's technically it as your standard action.
No, that's cool.
Okay.
I'll
Bee holder. That's what was my pun. I was expecting you to do it. I was going to make a bee holder pun. Missed it. It was the wrong person. All right.
So yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't hang on to them.
Swell.
So first, she's gonna be like, there's something radioactive, so try not to lick anything or
touch it.
breathe too much.
Don't touch the skeleton. Oh.
Though it's not clear to her what actually is radioactive.
I will give that to you, actually, if you want.
Okay.
You did have a fantastic success on that one. Beauty picked up definitely that the skeleton itself is emitting small amounts of radioactivity.
Small. Well, that's important.
How much do you need?
table salt emits small amounts of radiation.
Oh, no, okay, no. It's
like let's have a scale.
we're talking radon, not uranium.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Cadmium, maybe?
spend a year with them and it's a problem, but not an immediate concern.
It'll set off a Geiger count.
Okay.
That's what Beauty picked up. Because I've just decided she has now a Geiger counter.
Yeah, she really doesn't. She's trying to figure out like what even the basis for this nonsense is, because like the bees are holding up the skeleton and the bees are talking, but is the person made out of bees and they're just using the skeleton because they want something to hang bees off of? Or is it like the skeleton that's the problem?
Exactly,
There's a lot of
yes.
possibilities. Yeah.
Got it in one. Yep.
Well, I said like 7 things there, so that's not very helpful.
Did you believe they were all right?
Well, sure.
Oh,
great.
no.
So, and she doesn't really have a concept of like the cloak being a magic item, so that's not going to be a thing yet. Yeah, I guess. Okay. You know what? This should work fine. She's going to go ahead and attempt to, well, so when it has been attacking, like, did that seem like a melee thing with the whippy bees thing, or was that
Kind of
ability?
whipping a glob of substance at someone.
Okay, so that's
The
more
bees
of
have
an,
sort of, once they separated from the congealed density of the humanoid form, they dispersed into a cloud of bees.
uh-huh. Okay. Well then, yeah, I'm just gonna, she's just gonna try to like tackle the skeleton like through the bees, because she's like, okay, I can deal with the bees. Like, I mean, in the sense of not being murdered by them, but that's not a solution. That's just not getting murdered. So let's see if we can get the skeleton out of the bees, and if that's helpful in any way.
You're going to essentially assist Shift in doing the grabbing the skeleton and
Yes.
pulling it down. Ooh, cool. All right. So what at this point, I'll consider this one a held action, and then when Shift comes back up to her turn again, we can decide between the two of you how you're going to resolve the check.
Yeah.
Cool. Never do last. Actually, well, no, hold on. No, yeah, you're going to assist. So let's have you roll a melee. Beholder?
For me?
No, Beholder.
Okay. Well, I have a 15.
Nice.
I got 3 6s.
A solid grapple. And you are now both set and ready to deliver harsh punishment. Your authentic selves? I don't.
I mean, like, on the base level, like, tearing someone's skeleton out of their body is an extremely aggressive thing to do. It's a little less because of the situation, but just without context, this is going to come off poorly in the newspaper.
Yep. I mean, you've already the team has already wrecked 2 park benches. There's going to be some kind of a nature comment as well. Liberty Lass.
Liberty Lass is going to like kind of step, like take like a side step, so she remains like in focus of the bee person.
Yep.
And she's like, she's going to, you can't hurt us. You're kind of weak, dude. That barely stung.
Burn.
And that I'm gonna do spend 7 focus to do this all day.
Cool. You should be ashamed of yourselves. All right.
Hey, I feel like there's a joke about colony collapse in here somewhere as Liberty Glass, but
Nice. Soon. Too soon. Too soon. Meanwhile, the bees, cloud of bees, that is surrounding everyone.
on him to death, guys.
Those of you that do not have damage resistance, great. Ten points of damage. Those with a damage resistance 1 take 8 points of damage. Damage resistance 2 takes 6.
Beauty declines to let me take damage. I have a net
Beauty
loss.
declines
of
to
5
let you take
focus.
Nope. They're coming from all sides. This is
Although, I
becoming
guess
ridiculous.
I should check like that is if it's because the energy absorption only works on a single attack, like in
I
a
would
given
consider
bee.
this a single.
Okay, even though it's
Oh.
a bunch of individual bees, I
Kinda
would
like
check
shotgun.
on that because
Yeah.
okay,
Lots of little tiny
yeah,
pokes.
would have been a very poor surprise if she like blocked one bee worth of damage and then took the rest in the face.
That one damage.
This
is completely
sucks.
negative.
These rules suck. All right. Meanwhile, he is struggling, and so that's all he can do. Anima.
Alexi's not doing so hot, guys. I'm very nervous. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Could I also assist in said grapple and try to grab at another bone with fighting?
Sure.
Is that possible? I'll do that.
Just
Let's
draw
do
and
it.
quarter the skeleton.
Like grabbing a wishbone.
There's a lot of real gray areas here. Like, if we pull the skeleton apart, will it die? Is it even alive right now? It's a skeleton with bees. The bees are alive.
Are they? They could be magic bees.
Where's the seat of moral agency? That is not a thing that Penny is thinking about yet.
I really hope they aren't magic bees.
Magic is not in her dictionary yet.
She just has to believe. All right. What did you roll?
What am I rolling again?
Melee.
Hang on.
Melee?
Melee.
That is a fantastic 15.
Excellent.
Woo!
And you're doing just a grapple?
Yeah,
Because I'm thinking
maybe a tug.
I'm going to allow this to do damage as well. Because
Okay, cool.
grapple.
I bite into that bone real hard. Sharp teeth. Big wolf.
Characters. Yes, so you grab a hold of a shin bone and you yank. And you cause a significant amount of damage along the way as you grapple it as well. Your result was a fantastic, so that's a 6. So add your
Yeah.
multiplier for melee.
That's a ×2.
Oh no, wait a minute.
Er,
Add your
hold on.
multiplier, or for melee, you figure out your damage first, and then because it's a fantastic, then you just double the whole result.
Right. So what it's telling me is
It should be a
with
6
doubling-
times 1 plus your melee damage bonus.
yeah. It's telling me total of everything. I think doubling it as well is going to be a 26. Because it's
Do you have might?
no, but my melee multiplier is ×2.
2. Okay.
So it would be the 6 × 2.
You do have mighty.
Let me check. Hold on. Let me double check. Oh yeah, I put mighty 1. Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's why.
Just this big giant wolf.
Wait, what? 26? Yeah. So you do 20. It would do up to 20. E6, and your melee is a +2.
Yeah, it says
Numbers
×2
in my
and then +1, and then double the whole thing, 26.
6. Cool. Excellent.
It worked.
So you're basically grabbing this thing now from 3 different sides.
Mm-hmm.
Dreadfire.
One thing that works. Just realized I forgot to deduct my focus calls. What is the range of this? It doesn't say. Of course it doesn't. Oh, there you go. 10 spaces. Okay. He will summon the Dreadfire chains again and try to grab onto whatever piece is not currently being grappled.
The last remaining leg. Give me a roll. I guess your ego.
Oh. Oh, that is a 7.
You have edge.
Oh, okay. Well, we roll one of
Technically,
those ones.
The attack against the entangled characters has trouble. The attacker doesn't care who gets hit. The attack has an edge on their check. But this is a Dreadfire chain, and you're going for a very specific thing. This one's actually a tough call, because technically speaking, an immobile target, you should get edge on. And I would think you'd get edge on. I'm going to give you edge. So there.
I will re-roll one of these ones. That makes it a 12.
12. 12 is a hit.
The best possible outcome. I went from 1 to 6. Okay, and so that is 5 of standard fire damage.
Standard fire damage is going to be a 2. And all right.
And
More bees burn away.
Is you said the range of like the swarm of bees is like 10 spaces? Do I have
Yeah, there's a bunch all around.
Yeah. Can I like back out, or they're just like everywhere?
They're like 50-foot cloud.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That,
Loud bees.
Gross.
Average swarm is like what, 150,000, 300,000 bees.
It's a lot of bees.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of base. Yes. Shift. What you gonna do? What's the big move?
So with them assisting. I would like to like pull the skeleton out with my strength and like hand it off to Beholder and Anima. Like take the skeleton type thing. That way, like get it as far away from the bees. I don't know if that works for you, or we can discuss
I
it
mean,
further. But
most of the bees are not there. They're kind
We
of
got-
clouding all around you.
We got to shove it back under the water. The bees aren't going to swim.
There you go.
so, hey, that's a good idea. So, yeah, I want to get the skeleton into the water. I can either throw it or
Make it a melee check, and it's this point. It is you're kind of moving it. It's going to try to fight you, so it's going to be a contested attack, I guess. Not that it's going to have any luck, because you've got more than enough strength to carry the thing with you. So you're going to essentially just pin it to the bottom of the water. Give me a melee check.
15.
Oh, I was going to say add edge. So at this point, you can crit fish. So that is a hit, and you've got Dreadfire and Anima and Beholder, so you have triple edge. So you get to crit fish 3 separate times.
Okay.
Roll that marble dice and get a 1.
We believe in you.
Yay!
Also, we won't die if we
First,
try.
Yay.
so that would total up to 42 damage plus 42 damage.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Nice.
So you slam
Not
it down
quite
as if
42
it
because it
impacted
has
the
some
one
damage
from
resistance.
orbit.
So you, with the assistance of a very overly large wolf, Beholder is there, and
It's an excellent way of
looking
putting
like
that.
a character from Mass Effect, while the bees are just hitting at all the times. So Dreadfire with the chains, so basically he's sort of concentrating, he's pulling the chains down, and you just grab a hold of this. And you've got like one arm, and you reach back up, you grab it by the back of the torso, the spine, and you just smash it into the water. Sploosh! The marble dice was a 1, I assume. And your bonus is 2, 3.
Yes. 3.
How did that end up being 42 damage?
That's what the damage counter says. It says Marvelous times 3. Because it's my melee, that's a +3 at the end, and then times 2.
6
Where's
times
the
3
times
is
two
18
from?
plus 3. The whole thing is from Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. True enough.
That will grip.
Completely forgot about that. So, 1 less than that, so. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. So then, sploosh, and because violent impact shakes a bunch of the bees that were clinging to it off, the cloak kind of flumps and furrows into the water. The remaining bees struggle to come out, but you separate the skeleton from the bees themselves.
Does that have any immediate benefit to the rest of the bees being a problem?
Now an angry problem.
The skeleton, such as it is, kind of tries to thrash, and it's almost like it's in its death throes in a way, because the less bees that are attached to it because they fall off or they sort of drown or what have you, the smaller and more jerky the movements become until it stops moving. The skeleton itself just goes inert and lies there. The bees themselves hover, and they're still sort of against beholders' armoring. Everyone else is sort of still fighting them, but they're not attacking. They stop attacking. They're basically sort of just hovering, waiting, and then the cloud sort of parts. The bees seem to drift off in essentially all directions. Well done, science people.
We're gonna call that science. Sure.
Yeah, science.
We scienced it. Yeah. Go.
Did you just drown a dead guy?
It's really seemed like it. I think it was just a bee simulation, which is a really weird concept, but they're kind of like utility fog, I guess, if you're a skeleton made of nonsense. Radioactive nonsense also, so we're going to have to get decontaminated and probably have the EPA come here.
What?
We're going to have to call some people.
What? Probably not great.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is so we've been irradiated.
only some. I mean, we've been in close
Well, that's
contact.
confident.
Does it
I'm-
matter because he's already on fire?
I mean,
I don't know what that is. Pointing to the weird fire. It's like
I can't watch this. It just kind of disappears.
I've no scientific basis for
any of this.
I can't answer that question. Also, I'm not a scientist. She says belatedly. What's science? She looks at the wolf. She looks at the wolf in way of distraction. It's like, did you actually? So actually, A, are you a person or is this just a wolf? B,
This just happens to have a wolf happen to show up, and
not gonna.
also
Nothing is ruled out. Like,
unrelated. Where'd that other person go? Unrelated.
but also, did you swallow any of the bones? Because that could actually be a problem long term.
Ooh, how do I want to do this? Because technically, Alexi cannot talk while in wolf form, because that seemed a little overpowered to me.
Can't she talk in wolf form?
I mean,
Pretty
I don't
sure
think it's-
wolves
I
don't
don't
have
think
the
it's clear-
capacity of human speech.
yeah, no. And it's not like any rule books are gonna specifically
Yeah,
say, because shapeshifters
are-
say
power?
anything.
yeah. And technically, when I was looking through it, the only thing that they had in the power set was shifter, but that you have to have disguise first and then get up to like
Actually-
shifter. And I was like, that seems a little counterintuitive to the fact that Alexi can already turn into an animal.
Yeah.
So I didn't include it. Because you can't disguise a giant wolf.
Depends on what you're disguising it with.
With a pair of clippers and
Shenanigans.
a hope. I mean, turn it into a poodle.
But what I may do is I may take away. I had a thing in here potentially where if Alexi is severely injured in battle, they might not be able to turn back to human form. I may take that out so that they can interact. If that seems plausible.
I mean, there's no actual ruling in the shape shift power that says capacity for speech of any kind. I mean, you could turn it into a fish as an option. Actually, it lists in the book, and there is no way a fish is going to communicate.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll just
Technically speaking, you're a wolf.
yeah. So okay, then I will take out the not being able to change back when injured, just so that way we can have actual interaction.
And then take telepathy.
And then I will say that as the panic is kind of settling down and Alexi is kind of like not in
Take
flight.
telepathic link. It's a level 1 power. Allows you to communicate telepathically with one person at a time.
Is it? I did not add that into my powers.
Instead of that one that doesn't allow you to switch back or what have you. We'll work
I
it out.
think,
It's all
I think
good.
that was just flavor text.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll say for now as the panic is kind of dying down and fight or flight mode is kind of like not so like prevalent. Alexi changes back from wolf to human form in front of everybody. And is like clearly disturbed. Has just turned into a wolf and turned back and had this huge fight. But Alexi's like, cool, so everybody saw that too? That did happen.
Which part?
The me turning into a giant wolf thing. That wasn't just a hallucination.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that was the thing you did.
Did you not do that on purpose?
No. I was trying to get out of the way of like the line of fire because I'm not a fighter. And the next thing I knew, wolf. So I was just kind of doing what everybody else was doing and attacking the thing that was threatening the world.
Okay.
Like, pack mentality, and that was it.
Did you get stung by a bee?
I don't think so.
I mean, because
Have
technically,
you?
somebody could have a mutation where their reaction, they have an allergy to bee stings, but instead of, not being able to breathe, they turn into a wolf? Because this is the world we live in.
Yeah, I don't think that's what happened. I don't
that
think any
sounds
bees
like an
stung me.
upgrade.
Have
I
you
also-
done any eldritch drugs lately? Is my next question.
I'm a private investigator. I definitely have not done any weird drugs. All I do is
Wait.
work.
Were you thinking
I
about
just-
a wolf when it happened?
No, I was just panicking because bees threatening to take over the world. And also swarming at me because I was an idiot, threw a rock at them.
A reasonable response to.
Needless to say,
Situation.
I'm horrendously confused right now.
The more Beholder goes along, there's less to actually say about stuff. It's just it's a reasonable response to
That.
yes.
By the way, just taking a glance around, did any bystanders take any hits from bees? Because statistically speaking,
Don't seem to be any.
1% of the population is allergic to bee stings, so it could be bad.
Most of the bystanders ran.
Ran like hell away.
Seemed to
Yeah,
have
sensible.
had a nice big wide open clearing.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna call the university. They probably know who should deal with radioactive materials. That makes a lot of sense to me. Boulder is saying this out loud.
Maybe. I'm from not even this state. So who do you... I've never dealt with radioactive waste before either.
I mean, know a guy.
And then, maybe hazmat or...
Right. Although it should probably be looked at rather than just put into a barrel and filled with cement and then put somewhere politically convenient.
Ironically, if they'd actually done that, this would have been a problem. No, we're going to study it. Okay.
I mean, I'll ask. I'll call them and ask. Hey, are you interested in studying a radioactive skeleton that had some sort of bee control affinity or something and mentioned being asleep and it was finally awake and there's a lot. Are you interested? And then if they say no, then we can, I guess, call the EPA.
Don't love the thought that I had radioactive material in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a little bit, but swallowing it is definitely worse. Especially if, like, just if you, like, let's just.
I don't want to think about it too hard.
Should just, yeah, you should probably.
Well, on the
keep an
upside,
eye-
you're not glowing, and if you were, green would be your color.
Might not be that bad.
Yeah, if you can buy some iodine tablets and just take a bunch of them as soon as possible, that is first aid for radioactivity, I think, that you swallowed, I might say, if I were a scientist, which I'm not. Anyway, I'm going to go call the university.
Always be prepared.
As a not scientist. Gary, do you smell any shards around here?
What about the purple cloak bandana thing?
Lying
Poncho.
limp and inert, floating in the water with the skeleton.
I'm gonna try
It
to.
looks very tattered.
Can I hook my shield on the edge of it and just pull it up, but not the skeleton?
Well, it's sort of it's a sort of a cloak and hood number. So technically, you'll bring the skeleton with it, but the
Okay.
skeleton itself seems to not be disarticulated.
Gross.
Super gross.
Excellent. Yes. This day gets better and better. It doesn't have, flesh connecting the joints, but somehow the joints are staying together.
Magnets.
I almost said magic at the same time as that, and that would have been interesting.
Both
Merlin
of those
would be
answers
proud.
are technically equally plausible to Penny. But
You know.
Voodoo. The power of belief.
Friendship.
Oh,
Ooh, crime chip. Wow. All right. So, with that, with Beholder making an effort to contact someone they may or may not know at the university because they're not a scientist, so stop asking. And what is everyone else doing?
I'm trying to comfort the new person.
Anima.
I thought you were going to say the skeleton. I was just like, it's very
So is anybody actually still holding the skeleton down?
I mean, if no one else is, I will definitely stand on it in the
Excellent.
water.
It does
Just
not
in case.
actually. You
That
would
just
think
seems-
a skeleton
seems reasonable.
without any, capacity for flexibility. It's a stiff, hardened bone, so it's not flexible the way you would expect the bone to be. And you can stand on it with your full weight. It does not even shift or flinch. The rib cage, or
Sure.
it's basically almost like it was made from a much harder material than bone.
don't like that.
Given that it's broad daylight and the crowd
Somebody
is
made-
dispersed,
Somebody
I
made a
think-
skeleton out of depleted uranium.
worse plans
sir.
have happened.
So vibranium?
That's radioactive.
I don't think I would have
That's
been able to
kinda
bite
terrifying.
into it if it were vibranium.
Yeah, that would have been awkward teeth-wise.
Yeah, that would have broken a few teeth.
That's true. I'm trying to think of what.
The
Like,
answer
what we
He's on Google. Anyway.
I do think Dreadfire would take advantage of the missing crowd and step, I don't know,
Out and
behind
back?
Shift. Yeah, well, yeah, if behind Shift, if they're still transformed, or just behind the hedges or something, and go back to Cal before like the nosy people with cameras show up.
Mm.
Fair.
Sign blame and or laurels.
Speaking of the sirens, naturally, because there was an altercation and some sort of thing, and superpowers were involved, so sirens are naturally on their way. So anybody who's going to disappear might want to.
Yeah, Alexa hears sirens and is like, ooh, they
I
not a
just-
whole lot of them like me.
I teleport myself, and can I take somebody with me?
Don't.
Pretty sure that's an extra power.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
That's
thought
next
so.
one. Teleport other. No, that's just teleport together. Yep. No, you need rank 3
Yeah.
for that one.
Okay.
Taking any
Yeah.
person they're touching with them.
Shift will grab her laptop and stuff and disappear.
I will teleport after giving Alexi like a way to contact myself.
Yeah, Alexa will
Yeah.
kind of just like shove that in her bag with other things, grab it, and just go. Because like the with the police, the love-hate relationship.
I love the slight suggestion of, hey, maybe we should probably get, checked and it. Now,
Hey,
radioactive, it's fine. I've already been exposed to
I
weird
did-
chemicals.
I did due diligence. Like, this is all, informed consent to refuse treatment.
Given my medical advice. All right. So as you all disperse to the four winds,
Except for
Let's
me,
call it-
because I'm not going to.
exactly, somebody has to stand on the skeleton.
Somebody responsible, like, I'm very convinced that they're like, this skeleton does not go into the air. I don't care what else it goes into, not the air. Also, the university is coming.
So we can resolve that in text later on. We don't have to go through that sort of thing. Everyone disperses. Most everyone disperses. Beholder is left holding the bag. I got nothing.
Holding the
And let's wrap it here. To await a future adventure. To see, I'm not trying to fish for a bee joke and I can't find one. But yeah, so let's call it here. Everyone has a fight and survived the fight with the supervillain known as Swarm.
bewildering encounter.
Dropped him into the chat as we speak.
Hey guys, Hive 5.
Ha there it is.
That one was
All right,
that
so
one was
stick
bad.
around, do a quick round, let us know and let everyone know where you are, who you are, where you can be located, what you're up to. And let's go in reverse order. Let's go with Glitch.
Yeah, you can find me most places either at Glitched Production or Glitch in Co. Because Twitter wouldn't let me do Glitched Production because it's too long. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, vaguely Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all those places.
Excellent. Cassie.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm Random Attempt on the Twitter and the Blue Sky. And I'm Fail Songbird on Instagram. And great seeing everyone.
Adam.
Soulbine, or on Twitter, _Soulbine for similar but different reasons. I am a sometimes voice actor, sometimes musician, full-time game developer, and full-time nerd. You can catch me again at Soulbine on most socials, and I play D&D live on Friday evenings and Saturday afternoons at twitch.tv/highrockgames.
Sure.
Hi, I am Pandora Beatrix. I can be found at Pandora Beatrix on Dystopia Burb and Blue Sky and YouTube, and I think Pandora Tricks on Instagram, though I hardly ever post there, so why bother? I can be seen lately on the Modus Files and Once Upon a Wasteland, both Fallout audio dramas, as well as other actual plays. Anywhere But Now, a Doctor Who one, and yeah, there will be more coming up. So come check it out.
Sophia.
Hi, I'm Sophia. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky as Nerd Titty. You can find me working with Nerd Dice, where I'm one of the chancellors, and we got lots of cool stuff coming up this month, so come check that out. And I will be 30th. I will be on Lost Caravan, and coming soon on the Bardic Inspiration Network. Look for Power Rangers Monster Force.
And as always, I was your humble and out-facing narrator, game master. You can find my pre and post COVID cosplay adventures at Canadian Captain America on Instagram, CDN Cap America on Twitter, and Blue Sky, Canadian Captain America on TikTok. Thank you. And this is my one and only project at the moment. But it's taking up a significant amount of my time because we have two teams going at the same time and running into problems that they are also solving with aplomb and grace and skill and fortitude. Okay. And I'm
lot of quotes,
facetious.
a lot of quotes happening.
All right. And so let's leave it here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Stick on the ice, etc., etc. And we will see you. Come back. Be here next week for more further adventures of the B team.
No, it's bad.
Ended on a high note.
Exactly.
We deserve that one.
We earned it.
Excellent. All right. So take care, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Another night spent wild.